Warning. The views and thoughts and opinions of just enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, and gender-neutral terms.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo.
Where exactly were you, and how did you avoid arrest?
Jesus Christ!
I did avoid arrest.
Wow.
I was nowhere near the parade, but and I haven't seen this. In I don't think ever. Everywhere you went, somebody had on blue and orange or some type of Nick apparel.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a city like this. But
can't imagine. Yeah.
You could feel it. You could feel the energy. Everybody was saying hi to everybody. People were being nice to each other. It was very awkward.
Like a Louis Armstrong song. Yeah, see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do.
Very weird in this city. People were buying they were making like blue and orange bagels, and people were buying it for the person behind them, and and I was just like, oh, this is refreshing. In 2 weeks, you all will hate each other again. Each other. But it was good to see. I was happy for Patrick Ewing.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy for Brunson, who got to talk to all his doubters, including Miss Becky Hammond, who I like. I like Becky Hammond. She was wrong, but I like her.
I mean,
so it was a good time. They announced that July 18th, Saturday's night main event is going to be at MSG.
Yeah.
They've named it. The title of it is like Uncursed, and it's Nick and Danhausen theme. So shout out to Danhausen, because a year ago he was begging to get cut from the AEW roster, and a year later he's like in the middle of one of the biggest championships we've had in the last 20 years.
That was going to lead into my first topic today. Is Danhausen another clear and present example of AEW fumbling talent?
Yeah. Oh, sorry,
because,
Derek. That's for you.
Yeah. It's Cody and it's Punk, but I think he's only been in the company what?
It hasn't even been a year. He signed in February of this year.
I think he put on social media somewhere last week, like, I've only been in WWE like 100 days or something like that.
Yeah. It's been that long? I thought it was shorter than that.
But to make that type of impact in 100 days.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's up there. He's right up there with the fumble. It's him, it's Cody, it's Punk, Ethan Page to a smaller level. Penta is up there too, because Penta is like a mega star now.
Yeah.
So
Dana said CM Punk, Cody, Jade, Danhausen.
Oh, Jade, that's right. Jade.
Yeah, Jade.
But I mean, Danhausen is worldwide now. I mean, on ESPN, getting interviewed one-on-one with Stephen A. Smith all over, like you said, all over the Knicks uncursed thing, and coinciding with the city's first championship in 53 years. Yeah, and he's front and center.
He was like you said, he was in the one-on-one interview with Stephen A., who's probably arguably one of the big, whether you like him or not, one of the biggest talking heads in sports. And they were making fun of the president jinxing the Knicks in Game 3.
These are
the things that he's doing, and set him home. He set home for like a year and a half.
Yeah,
in AEW,
and because he was a Punk guy. you know, because he and he in that Punk camp, and everyone in that Punk camp outside of FTR and including FTR were all punished by Tony in some way, shape, or form. FTR because they had just resigned when the whole Punk thing went down, and they already knew what it was like in WWE, even with Triple H in charge. They knew they weren't gonna. So I know they weren't going to go anywhere. But all of Trump's guys, including you're going to add Ricky Saints to that too, another guy that was punished because of his association.
That's right, yeah.
But another guy paid to stay home when and he had to go on social media and say, "I'm not hurt, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me." But that's what Tony does better than anyone: pay a guy to stay home, and punish him because he's a Punk guy.
Yeah, Rusev too. I know Rusev isn't a main event guy, but he's a key piece of that Virgin IC title picture that they have. He's another guy they paid to stay home and do nothing his last year and a half. But look, I didn't want to start this by bashing AEW, but I watched that show.
Certainly didn't waste time.
Yeah, right.
But you have a lot of ammunition though, so go ahead. Yeah. There was a lot. You watched it last night.
I watched the show last night, and nobody in that crowd cared about anything. You press up Christian. They didn't care about Will Ospreay. MJF got a bit of it was quiet at first, but by the end of his match, he got a reaction. But nobody cares what's on their television. And it sucks because it looks like New Day is on the way there, and I don't know if that's going to change anything because we know they're just going to feud them with the Bucks for the next 6-7 months, and then they'll be normal guys starting next year.
Just like the Hurt Syndicate was or is, and I know MJF is hurt. He hyperextended his knee a couple weeks ago, but still, you're world heavyweight champion. And unlike WWE, AEW has one world champion, so that should always be your main focus. And the one good thing is putting it on the most over guy there and the guy who can talk and work in MJF. But you have your one world champion and a fucking 12-man with a bunch of stiffs and nobodies. And you have a pay-per-view in England to sell. And you have your number one babyface, Ospreay, you treated like shit the whole time.
Craig, 2 weeks ago, Dana and I were trying to figure out when the goddamn thing was on. Or if it was even on. And that's, Derek, laughing. I'm not saying you shouldn't laugh. That's not funny.
No,
it's not funny.
And the match, so at Forbidden Door, they're having like a War Games match.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
All the participants from that War Games match was in the main event last night. So you just had the War Games match without a cage.
Exactly. You already gave it away for free.
Bitch.
But I mean, there's nobody outside of MJF and all. There's nobody in there that can carry that is main event material. And you got a bunch of nobodies or a bunch of mid-carders in the main event of one of your high-profile.
Dana just called it World Wrestling Elite.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you can call it.
You can't.
No. But I haven't watched AEW I didn't watch it last night because
it's funny, I did. I sat down, I was like, I want to watch this. Sure, okay.
Yeah, but the crowds are dead. I hate the new setup. I've never liked the ramp to the ring thing.
Yeah.
It takes you out of, especially since AEW, all of their matches take place outside of the ring anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're cutting the ring area, in half and doing spots on that big ass ramp on the ring. That just lends itself to, even more chicanery. It's hard enough trying to keep everyone healthy in that place, especially even when your world champion's hurt. And so many of the guys that they had, and the stupid shit. They make such a big deal about Will Ospreay coming back from a neck injury. So let's drop Will Ospreay on his head and give more stupid shit, suplexes and stuff. So to test it, I guess. But yeah, I don't.
And you got a guy in Swerve
who
at one point looked like their biggest rising star. He goes out there.
Hold on, Dana.
He goes out there and he cuts a promo about how he was world champion. He says they took the belt off of him to put it on a guy with an old guy with a bad neck, Danielson. And he goes, they sent me home for 6 months. So I'm like, well, are you feuding with Danielson? Or are you feuding with Will
Ospreay? What's that got to do with Ospreay? Yeah. I heard he dropped the F-bomb last night too.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Because they're hardcore. But yeah. So before I mention Dana's comment, because we're going to go right back into it, I just wanted to bring this up. Why you can't see my face right now? Because here, I'll do this for now. So last week I decided I was going to move over from Windows to Linux. Linux is a great operating system. I loved it. It doesn't work for streaming. I could not get it to work. And the Sunday show was a disaster. So I migrated back for the streaming stuff for Windows. And I forgot how to make my face appear when we're on speaker mode. I have no idea how to do this. So I texted. I didn't text you. Well, maybe I texted you guys. I can't remember because it was the middle of the night. I was like, I'm either taking the week off or I'm quitting if I have to rebuild this because I thought I lost everything. Good news. No, Dan is smart. He did back up everything and he has it. But I was like, all the intros, clips were gone. I was like, if I can't find, I think I might be done. I think that might be it. That might kill it. And I found it. But so Dana said, I was just showing a clip of Dynamite, the main event, while you're talking, Derek. And she said, that's their arena?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I look, I don't know what the look is they're going for. They don't look major league. They're number 2 because Tony has the money, and TNA, after the recent news I've seen, are being run by incompetent idiots.
I was going to get into that. We'll get into that in a second. Yes. Thank you for touching on that. You and I are going to, the three of us are going to chat.
Yeah. So it's very hard to look at, an Edge and Christian or an MJF in that ring and think superstar. I know MJF is like, he's the flag bearer. He has the tattoo on his leg, which he doesn't show anymore, which makes me think about that tattoo, if it's real or not. But he has to think, I have to get out of here. Like he has to think that, right? Like I have to go somewhere and he can be a global superstar.
Yes. Yeah. And he knows that. And when he re-upped and that the tattoo there, he had it removed. That's why you don't see it anymore. He did
I fixed it. All right, sorry, go ahead.
So he understands, and I'm sure he's clock watching and he's pocket watching, especially when he's seeing his friends. I don't know how close they were, but Danhausen, Ricky, Punk, Cody. I know he's still close with. Seeing all that happen, and I thought the idea was that he was going to be with all these other stars out. Now it's my turn to shine, and when I get the ball, I'll be the one that takes AEW back to. I'll be the one that'll be drawing the ratings. I'll be the one that'll be the main focus, and I'll be the one that. But you forget who's booking, who's not only who's in charge, but who's booking. So that's why.
Yeah, I feel bad for the guy because he's always away filming a movie, which smart kid. The old timers would love.
I mean, at this point,
paid to not work.
Yeah,
and like he has to look, and you have to like Street Fighters coming out. Roman and Cody are in it.
Yeah,
like Drew is in the new Highlander movie that they're making, and they just announced Drew in another movie. Like he has to see all these things and think, I could be raking in the money without killing myself.
Yeah, and Derek, the one movie he did do, which was number 1 on Netflix, Happy Gilmore 2, they didn't even promote.
That is one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. I can't believe they didn't write MJF into that.
Right? Even in WCW, right? When Hulk Hogan was going to shoot,
I knew about all the stupid movies.
Yeah, they would talk to him from the set.
Yes,
like they to let you know, hey, he's a star.
When Goldberg, did Universal Soldier.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew about Universal Soldier 18 because of Goldberg.
When Jerry Lawler, like we said, did Man on the Moon, Every week they had a report from him from this set from Man on the Moon.
Guys, we got reports from Shutter Speed.
Yeah.
Which I have on DVD.
They were on the set of Kurt Russell's movie because he was doing a movie with David Arquette.
That's right. Kurt Russell made a Nitro appearance because David Arquette was the world heavyweight champion. And for all the things that were wrong with the company, that was a fun segment. It was 2 minutes, but it was really good.
They still dropped the ball on a couple of things. I mean, you had Courtney Cox, who was the star of the #1 show on television, on your show. They could have just interviewed her.
I don't know how you F that up.
But
that's Friends is still on, right?
Yeah. So go ahead.
They had James Brown in Georgia and didn't even promote that he was going to be on the paper.
I just talked about that last night, Derek.
They just had him show up.
I just told Kelly about that. We were I don't know what WCW thing we were laughing about. Because as I get older, I'm like, God, it was stupid. But I was like, James fucking Brown.
Bobby Heenan even brought this up about the lack of vision when Goldberg, when they were in St. Louis doing a Nitro, and Goldberg went to the St. Louis Cardinals game before. And,
Bobby mentioned, yes.
And Mark McGuire was rubbing his bat on Goldberg, trying to get, and he had 70 home runs that year. It's like, why wasn't that your lead or your, look what the Goldberg did for Mark McGuire.
Steve Austin went to the shitty Phillies that year.
Yeah. And
there were 3 WWE cameras and an hour-long segment off and on Livewire and Superstars.
Yeah, he came to throw out the first pitch at Shea Stadium. Shea Stadium, I miss you so much. And the Mets were horrible, and they had cameras there following Steve Austin to throw out the first pitch at Shea Stadium.
Him and Piazza, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like those Philly guys. You got those Philly-born guys, don't you?
Hey, man, look, if you can bring happiness to my city, I don't care where you're from.
I couldn't write the script. I couldn't write that script, Eric. I just could not.
Like I said, you guys love that Dr. J championship. I hear about it all the time.
Yeah, we do.
I didn't even see it.
I did, and you will still hear about it until we win another one.
Yeah, I don't care.
No, D-Mac, it's the Dr. J championship and the Allen Iverson step over. That's it. Those are.
Yeah, I'll give you this. Yeah, listen, they didn't win. They're the only team to beat the Lakers in that run. Mm-hmm. I will celebrate the hell out of the step over. I don't care.
And look, Mutombo and Todd McCullough should have got Purple Hearts for what Shaq did to them during that series.
I mean,
they were just taking a licking every night.
I mean, real quick, I did want to say, Dana talking about our movies conversation. Well, first of all, when I fixed the camera, she said, Dan's better at adjusting when things go wrong than Tony Khan. Give him the book.
Yeah.
It couldn't hurt. Yeah. I would immediately give it to Craig and Derek and say, go. I'll be the white guy. I'll just be the token white guy. Just go. I never watched Santa with muscles, but I know it happened. Same.
Yeah. Santa with muscles.
Chucky made a Nitro appearance, but never mind that now. All I remember is for a couple weeks, every now and then the lights would flicker and you'd hear him laugh. And it turns out it was Chucky, and him and Rick Steiner cut a promo on each other because Big Papa Pump was filming his new movie. I don't even know if that's real because I never saw it. And then he makes a doll joke. Mm-hmm. You've been playing with dolls all your life. That's what your mother tells me. I'm like, wow. All right, Chucky. And it cuts to Rick trying not to laugh. Yeah. Like it comes back to him with the camera down here and Mean Gene, he's going, go ahead, gentlemen.
I was going to say, you also had Samoa Joe on Twisted Metal, who was on the red carpet, with other stars of Peacock. That was the #1 show on Peacock. You could have put a belt on either one of those guys while they were promoting the film. And your publicity right there.
What's the guy? He's on TV so little now. I forgot his name. What's the bodyguard?
Wardlow.
Wardlow and what's the girl's name that was with? She's also on TV so little.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Mercedes.
Yeah.
They're American gladiators. They're
Mhm.
on the show, and you would never know that they were on the show because nobody promotes it. Now, maybe he goes, well, we don't want to promote it because Miz is the host, but who cares?
Yeah.
Derek, I didn't even know American Gladiators was airing currently.
Yeah.
Well,
Where?
Camille's her name. Yeah. It's on, is it on Peacock?
Because I want to
It's on
watch
something.
that.
he's on
it's-
Peacock.
Is the
But-
assault there?
No.
I believe no. They've updated the.
Then I'm not watching it. All I asked for is tennis balls being shot at people, and I can't watch it. I'm not watching.
I think the reason why why WWE isn't promoting it, even though Miz is hosting, and it's not because Wardlow.
It's not in
is
Saudi
up
Arabia.
for- no, it's because Obafemi is talking in his real voice.
Oh,
Oh,
for
okay.
fuck.
So I'm guessing, but he's also in the show, and they're not promoting it because he.
You mean his accent's not real?
No.
I
He's
hate when
from
people say
Nigeria.
that. Which
Yeah.
he's still Nigerian, people.
Yeah,
Yeah, what does the accent mean? I still know where he's from because I can read.
yeah, but he on the show on the
So he's not. That's racist. If he's not, if he doesn't sound like that, he's not Nigerian. So if he's not talking like Godfried,
Yeah. Yes,
which is one of the funniest bits
Him,
ever in the country.
Godfrey doing his father is hilarious.
I
He does his
can't.
father's
I won't do
accent.
the voice because it's racist, but the laugh. Ha ha ha. I can't not laugh at Kelly and I reference the dart whenever we're jokingly fighting. Woman, come here. Dana also said, speaking of Nitro, this month is the 30th anniversary of John Tenta's famous "I'm Not a Fish" interview.
I'm a man.
I'm a man.
Fish.
And what also happened on that same Nitro was when Gene Okerlund announced the 3 men that were going to be taking on the Outsiders.
Oh,
the beach.
yeah.
Because it wasn't. They never made it clear if it was a pool or the WCW is going to get together, and they decided it's going to be the Macho Man, Randy Savage, Lex Luger, and Sting will take on these Outsiders and a partner to be named later. So it was that same Nitro 30 years ago this week where they announced the main event at Bash at the Beach. And we still didn't know who the third guy was.
It was going to be Sting.
They did so well up until they probably should have left it at X-Pac and Ted DiBiase.
I was about
That
to say
probably should-
September,
that should have been-
October.
Yeah. Once after that, it went downhill. They should have left it with 6 guys, and it would have been all right.
Yeah, 6. I'll even give you the original Giant Run, right? Sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Another big guy. You have both big guys. Oh, damn, we're screwed. And 6. With Ted DiBiase still being a manager. That core 6. 5 or 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then.
Like I understand Buff showed personality, but Buff could have been one of your top baby faces fighting them. Like you could have had Buff and DDP and Sting and Luger, and that could have been your core group to fight
Okay,
against those
can I throw in an honorable mention because Scott Flash Norton is awesome?
Oh yes.
I'll give you Scott Norton as well because it's Scott
Yeah,
Norton.
he was good. And look, one of my favorite. I have this thing where there's tag teams that never won anything and never did anything that I love. And Vicious and Delicious is on the list of those teams. I don't know why. but I loved it when I
Nonsensical
was a kid.
teams that has ever put together that worked.
Like Power and Glory. Yeah, I just love these teams that they put together.
I remember seeing, I think it was Bulldog versus Scott Norton at the Spectrum at Nitro in '98. And it was just 2 big men. It was shit. What's the joke, Craig? Big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah.
That's, you could hear that back at the back of the lower bowl where I was for that Nitro. He just,
Yeah.
bap. And if you know the Spectrum, and Craig does, it's cavernous up there.
Yeah.
And it just echoes.
It just goes everywhere. Sound goes straight up.
Watch
and
which.
and out.
Yes, exactly. And was also the first time, other than when Sting had to give up the title, that Sting was on the mic cutting a promo since not talking.
Yeah.
Which I know by heart because I'm a nerd. I remember Kyle Petty joining the NWO, Dana says. Funny thing, Dana, and I will find the link to the tweet. I tweeted him once, Kyle Petty. I said, hey, that was when I was rewatching stuff on the network. Remember that? Remember we had it nice?
Oh.
And I said, hey, you still NWO? And he simply replied, for life. And I said, okay, that's what I'm right then. That's all I needed.
All right.
Thank you, Kyle.
You noted.
Yeah, I do happen to have a Kyle Petty car in my house because it's a mellow yellow car. It's just the way it worked out. I won't say anything else about Kyle Petty because I like the guy. We won't talk about, Dad and him. Yeah. Michael Wall Street is in the NWO. I mean,
Yeah.
I love Mike Rotundo. He did.
No, he didn't. You didn't need Vincent to come in.
Which Virgil, which Ric Flair never called him this.
Yeah. You didn't need Big Bubba Rogers, like Brian Adams. It was just after a while, it was just like, why did Stevie Ray?
Derek, Derek, a couple weeks ago when I was playing Revenge on the stream.
Yes.
By the way, I will, as long as it works, it's one last thing I have to test. Saturday I'll be going for the rest of the championships in the N64 game. But the guy who helped make the mods, GM Spectre, who is he comes in from time to time, discovered us through this episode, this podcast. We were talking about Brian Adams because it was an attack. It was Harlem Heat versus Brian Adams and maybe Vincent. I can't remember. But I was like, remember when all of a sudden,
from that game.
Yeah, remember Brian Adams was like Bret Hart's best friend, and he just came out.
They just attacked him.
Hulk Hogan. Yeah, Hulk Hogan. If you want to go through this, man, go through me. What?
What? Why Crush here? And he just clotheslines him,
and then he just destroys him. Yeah. Brian Adams.
It was a great idea. It was a good idea. It was. And I'll still say the greatest angle in professional wrestling history because of how it dominated all of professional wrestling.
Not wrong, yeah.
And how WCW changed their name to WCW NWO and how it proliferated in both companies,
to this day, extended to the Bullet Club.
Yeah. But it got away from them and it became too much. I mean, 83 weeks of being on top, and you're just diluting your main thing, and every single week you have a new person joining.
Go ahead, finish. Sorry.
And credit to the people who didn't, credit to the angles that were still going on that were getting, still getting great ratings thanks to the whole show, but to the cruiserweights, to the luchadors, to the underneath guys that were independent of the NWO and still got themselves over, the Booker T's, the Eddies, the Rey Mysterios, even to the Chris Jerichos to an extent, that managed to find their own way.
Yeah, Booker tells the story. Booker and Chris Jericho tell the same story. When we got hot, they asked us to join. And we both said no, because we'll just be faceless guys in the crowd. But if we join you guys now,
the absolutely right decision, by the way. I mean, we can say what we want about WCW failing or not. Booker T, in the midst of that 1,800 title change summer of 2000, Derek will laugh at that. Booker T and Jeff Jarrett had a great match at that cluster F that was Bash at the Beach 2000. And Booker T was the goddamn man.
Yeah.
And he was the goddamn man when they shut down, too.
He was having, in the midst of all this NWO stuff, he was having great matches with Rick Martel,
Benoit,
Perry Saturn, and Chris Jericho. They were all just having great matches every week. And
even Chris Adams.
Just go out there and tear the house down.
Benoit.
Yeah.
And Benoit, yeah.
Remember the best of 7?
Yeah.
Like, let's not mention piece of shit about how the best of 7 was incredible.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing.
The loudest pop, and Chris Jericho wrote this in his book, the loudest pop he ever got wasn't for his debut in WWF. It wasn't even for him doing a Fozzy show in front of 100,000
I know what
people.
yep.
It was the Cruiserweight Battle Royal when Dean Malenko unmasked after he was a Cyclope. That's still the loudest reset he's ever gotten in his entire career, and that was during the height of the NWO. So to get that kind of reaction from a Cruiserweight Battle Royal, and this for Dean Malenko, who hadn't been on TV for 3 months, he was dealing with the real life death of his father, and that reaction,
which Jericho used,
yeah, and with Malenko's permission, and it worked out, amazing. Cheering, clapping their hands, but yeah, that was the greatest angle of all time.
One of the best sells is when they cut to Jericho and his face.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. I'm not in the business, so if I was up top and I would hear these guys getting these reactions, I'd want to work with them because I could make money with them. Like the whole Goldberg Chris Jericho thing. I never understood because he didn't want to beat you, Goldberg. He just wanted you to beat him up so he can get his comeuppance.
Because Chris knows wrestling. I don't know if you know that, Bill.
Yeah, it's. If I was in the back and I saw that pop Dean Malenko and Chris Jericho got, I would look at Bischoff and go, "We have to do something. I have to work with them."
Yeah, and it was the opposite, Derek. I think I told the story on this very podcast when Alex Wright, his Berlin character, was getting
this chaps my ass so much heat, and I don't know if you do. When Hogan showed up to the arena late and he heard the boos. He thought it was for him, but there was no camera following him in. So I said, "Who was that for?" He said, "That was for Alex Wright." When he was open, he refused to do an interview in English, and he was getting really, and Hogan didn't like it. So he said, "For now on, we open the show now." It was one of the. Go ahead, Derek.
No, I was just saying that you're Hulk Hogan. What could Alex Wright do that will ever jeopardize anything you've accomplished? You're the highest paid guy. You're
really scared of Das Wunderkind?
Yeah, right. Like you can't let this young guy help extend this company so they can keep paying you money. I didn't understand it.
I just remember. Well, there's two things that pissed me off about the Berlin thing, other than it ending and him just coming back out as bald Alex Wright. I'm like, oh, what? Was Berlin showing up before they were revealing what the deal was, sitting at ringside, and Tony and it's not Tony's fault. He was told to say it. Is that Alex Wright? No, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they derailed him twice because when he first got there and he was the young, good-looking kid, he was good and over, and they started beating him then.
Yeah,
so they did it to the poor guy twice.
Yep. Oh, and I loved the simple. I have it playing on the show for a second. The simple changing of the camera filter, the long jacket, the fact that he will not speak English, and it's that alone is pissing people off. It was easy, and you found him to shut up, old man. It was great, and then poof,
heat magnet.
Yeah. We're gonna push the wall instead.
Yeah,
I like the wall. Not that much.
But that could have been been your Shawn Michael Diesel.
Guys, it's the wall, brother. It's the wall, brother. We effed this up so much. I played that for Kelly a couple weeks ago, and she cracked up laughing because I just played the segment without saying anything. And the directing is so screwed up because what is he, like a football field and a half?
Probably more than that, yeah.
At the top of a hotel. 2 football fields away.
Poor guy could have fell off because the wind was
blowing him forward towards the front of where he was standing, which is, air. And then nobody's looking over there because it's 2 football fields away and the spotlight with one spotlight. So Hogan's got listen, the one time I was like, all right, at least he tried. He's got to point and overreact and point and scream at the walls up there because he could see nobody's looking.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
Data says, fun fact, THQ Aki's WWF WrestleMania 2000 still retained quite a bit of the revenge code, which Game Shark owners made good use of, correct?
Game Shark. Wow.
Remember Game Shark? Bash at the Beach 2000. Oh, this is going to pain me reading this. Oh. Bash at the Beach 2000 had the one Mark Madden moment I liked. I was hoping it was when he was dead. Vampiro won that match against Demon and then was attacked by Sting and put in a casket, leading to the camera focusing on an out-cold Vampiro. Yeah, you know what? That's a good one. Like out-cold Vampiro in the casket and Mark saying, well, here's your winner. I'll give Mark that one. He and I don't like Mark.
Vampiro, another guy they ruined. He came in, he was hot.
Oh my!
And they ruined Vampiro
twice.
Yeah,
twice. For better or for worse, they had that run with the Misfits. Which fuck the Misfits. I don't care. I just let that go. Yeah, I'm gonna let that out of the bag. Not a fan. And then he came back with the Deadpool.
With Raven, right?
With Raven, and then Raven left. And then, listen, I crap on Vince Russo a lot, but he tried to push Vampiro to the moon, and he gave us Daphne, and that is a stay of execution. Mm-hmm. But then it just went nowhere. Vampiro deserved better. Play my fucking music.
I mean, right? Same thing with Raven. When you have Hogan and Sting, and Raven could have been thrown. I remember they ended Nitro one time with like Hogan in the ring, Sting in the ring, and Raven stands up at ringside to like go, hey, I'm a part of this too. And then next week it was completely forgotten. And it was just like, all right, Raven's just a guy now.
No, Dana said the Dark Carnival, Raven, Vampiro, and Muda. I'm not sure. I thought the Dark Carnival was Vampiro, Muda, and ICP.
Yeah.
I think they were called the Deadpool when it was Raven and Vampiro and ICP.
Muda, another guy. He just showed up on TV one day.
Don't even get
me
started.
He just showed up on TV and he's in the NWO. He missed Sonny Ono and he's in the NWO. I was like, what the hell? Muda too?
They were trying to marry the NWO Japan, which was still super over when the NWO United States was diluted and they started fracturing. The NWO Japan was huge, and that included Scott Norton and Masachono and Muda. But that's in Japan, okay? And you can't. Well, it'll translate over here too. No, especially when American fans hadn't seen Muda in about 10 years, and that was during the glory days.
I knew because I could read.
I do too, but to American audience that you have to understand, these are the people that are coming over from WWF because the NWO was hot. So who the hell are, and they're seeing these guys for the first time.
Yeah.
Real quick to Dana, don't quote me on the Deadpool Dark Carnival thing because, as you said, there was so much happening, none of it's consistent. I don't remember if that's true. I could have it backwards, so don't quote me on that. Sorry, gentlemen.
That's okay. That was another thing that I was thinking how the NWO could be part of the new season of Dark Side of the Ring. I don't know if you guys have seen and by the way, Dark Side of the Ring free plug returns on July 7th. But have you seen the subject? Do you know who the title, what stories they're doing this year?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I want to go ahead.
Let's chat about it then. Go ahead, Derek.
I'm about to say I know the first one. It's gonna be what is it? JEFF JARRE. He's the first one, right?
They're doing it, Derek. It's a 3-part saga on. It's called Jeff Jarrett's TNA. So we have to go back to. You're going to see the beginnings of Jeff Jarrett, who I didn't know is a third generation professional wrestler.
Oh yeah.
And how his mom was the first female promoter in wrestling history, and how he started. They're going to look at his career, and then how he went from how he left WWE, WCW, and decided to start TNA, and. Goes through the highs of TNA and then the lows, and even Jeff Jarrett's personal journey. And they talked to a lot of people involved because Jeff, he lost his wife to cancer, And then he lost his mom, and then he started his new relationship, and then eventually lost his next wife, to Kurt Angle, and
Oh,
that
I didn't realize it was.
and then trying to keep a wrestling company intact, and it was the only viable competition, if you can call it that,
Mhm.
to the WWE at the time, because they had so many great matches, and they broke so many great stars that we know now. One of them, we mentioned Samoa Joe, but AJ Styles, Kurt Angle got a second wind, uh, revived his career by being on TNA, and some of the most innovative matches you've ever seen. So Jeff Jarrett's TNA is a three-part saga. Go ahead, Dan.
No. Go ahead.
Okay.
I was trying to find the news articles about what we were going to talk about.
Uh,
Was Punk? I always get confused. Was Punk there before he went to ROH?
yeah,
Okay, that's when he
uh,
feuded with Raven and all that. He did his
yeah,
stuff with
and
Raven, right? Okay.
yeah, and so was Seth Rollins.
Yes.
And it was Jim Cornette that told him to go to go to NXT instead of
Yeah.
staying with TNA. Another subject, uh, Big Boss Man.
Mm.
Mostly, and the dark side would be because he left us so early. But
Hmm.
this was a guy that inside of a year went from not being on. He was a job guy. When Dusty saw him take a slingshot suplex from the Wombat, that's what they call Tully Blanchard.
The Wombat.
And that's what Arn called him. That's what they But here's 5'11" Tully Blanchard giving a 6'6", 350-pound guy a slingshot suplex, and Dusty, always eye for talent, said, we got to do something with this guy. And he goes to being Big Boss Man because Jim Cornette legitimately needed someone to watch his back because he was getting attacked by fans at ringside on a nightly basis back when they wrestled every night. And he went from just being a Big Boss Man to getting in the ring, and to main eventing in Pittsburgh.
Sorry.
They broke the record in Pittsburgh for the biggest sellout in Pittsburgh history. This is Bruno's hometown, but they sold more tickets for Big Boss Man versus Dusty Rhodes in the main event. And in less than a year, he was in WWF wrestling in main events with Hulk Hogan, and he'd only been in the business for 2 years. And he was 27 at that time. So he's the meteoric rise to Boss Man, but the dark side would be how soon he left us.
This is one I'm interested in. Renegade, Rick Wilson.
Yes.
The business did him dirty.
The business did him dirty. One could argue the WCW did him dirty. The idea of trying to push him as an Ultimate Warrior ripoff, and it's not his fault.
Which I would argue he's a better wrestler.
Yeah, it's a very low bar, but yes. But
I mean,
yeah, and he was a legitimate athlete who just happened to look good. But again, this is a kid who was just doing what he was told. But yeah, that's a definite dark side of the ring.
We also have Paul Orndorff.
Yeah,
that'll be a cool story.
Yes. He was a guy that he was the living embodiment of what the territory system can do for you. A guy he went from Memphis to Mid-South to Georgia to the WWF, and by the time he got there, he was a fine-tuned machine, and everything, the looks, could talk, could sell, could work, everything. And he had still the most lucrative feud that anyone has ever had with Hulk Hogan. The Hulk Hogan Paul Orndorff feud drew more money than any feud Hulk Hogan ever had. More than Andre, more than Macho, more than Piper. It was they were the first ones to sell out. The Hogan Orndorff match was 64,000 people in Toronto. This was before WrestleMania 3. They had 65,000 people there. That was a North American record. It never aired in Philly, in the United States.
Same difference. Yeah.
But he had to. But when he hurt his neck, that caused the nerve damage, and you couldn't take time off back then, so he had to keep wrestling, because he was making so much money and because he was, so over. And if Andre was unhealthy and couldn't do WrestleMania 3, Orndorff was going to be the guy. Because, he was on the first 2 WrestleManias and he wasn't on the third.
Wow.
Because of how well they drew and because, how over Orndorff was. But
part of me kind of wants to see that.
Yeah. And the dark side really is towards the end. Because he did suffer from Alzheimer's. And
well, that's right. He's you know what? I still live in a world where he's alive, and I know he's not, but I keep shit.
But how he left us because he was in a hospital and he was pretty much forgotten about. His wife or person at the time didn't tell anyone, so he was Paul.
Yeah, we found out like what almost a week later, like the world.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so his last time on Earth is very sad. But yeah, one of them he would be God in today's era, a guy like Paul Orndorff.
Oh my God!
Write his own ticket,
dude. There's not a month that goes by that I don't sing his theme.
Yeah,
it just doesn't happen. Because we know it's true, and he knows it too.
He does too. And one of the most remarkable things, Dan, he kept his own name.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Very rare.
Yeah, incredibly rare, especially for a guy with a weird last name like that. And trust me, I know. But Dana, he made it.
Dana says Paul Orndorff and Ron Garvin had a nice showdown at Smoky Mountain over the pile driver.
Yes,
I gotta check that out. I don't know.
That was Orndorff's last big run, and he came in the Jim's area, and you watch the angle. He pile drives 3 straight people, and it was
why didn't he pile drive gay people? You said, hey, Dana. I know Dana chuckled at that. Exhibition Stadium event broke Texas Stadium's paraded champions record from 2 years earlier. Holy shit.
It did. But again, it was never mentioned on American television.
Let me catch up with Dana real quick. And then in 1986, Ray Traylor is losing matches at Techwood. 3 years later, he's immortalized as a video game character. He's also he also famously didn't catch Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
It was him, right? He was supposed to be in the ring, and he was still outside, and you just hear Jim jump.
Yelling, catch me. Yeah.
Oh, man, that sucks. I hope they tell Bubba's talking about, I forgot about TNA, which I'm going to circle back around to in a second, Craig. TNA had Monty Brown. I loved Monty Brown. That's from Dana.
Yes.
Dana said, I hope they tell Bubba's hand stuck in a taxi door story because it's so badass.
Yeah, that was Jim Cornette's. He wrote that. That was like the first page of his Midnight Express book.
No.
Do you know that story?
No.
They were coming out. They took a taxi to their hotel, and back then, when the fans knew where the wrestlers were showing up, they would show up.
Sure.
And so they were getting out of the taxi, and Bubba was last. And Dennis just took his bag and he shut the door without knowing that Bubba was behind him, and he closed the door on Bubba's thumb. And he never made a sound. He never even registered any look. And Jim Cornette saw the whole thing. He opened the door, and they walked in, and Jim was like, "Are you okay? Seriously?" He said, "I know that had to fucking hurt." He goes, "Yeah, I couldn't sell not in front of the fans."
Dude,
because this is the same guy, Dan, who was supposed to get hit over the head with a gimmick chair, and they didn't gimmick the chair, so he got legitimately hit over the head.
I don't want to blow smoke up my own ass, but I'll never forget. I don't know how I did this, but you're gonna go, well, it's you. Of course you did. The last time I broke my fingers twice playing hockey. The last time I did it, I broke it on my own car door. I don't know how my hand got there, but I stopped at a rest stop. I was driving home from a late shift at Comcast over to my mother's house, which was down the shore, and I grabbed some. It was like 11. I hadn't eaten in an hour, so I grabbed some food at the rest stop. I got back to the car, threw it in the passenger seat, and kind of just went like this to shut the door. And there's people outside, and I slam it on my finger, and I just. Fuck. And then I got in the car and went, fuck! Oh, man. I didn't hold it as long as Boss Man.
Yeah.
I did not hold it that long because, are you hurt? Yeah. Yeah, it fucking hurts. That's crazy.
He said I couldn't sell in front of I was in front of the fans. I couldn't sell in front of the fans.
We also have for, we're just going to skip through these. Dark Side of the Ring, we get one from Missy Hyatt, Zach Gowen. And Samoa Joe versus Neck Rope Butcher. I don't care about.
Okay.
That guy was a good guy. I had the pleasure working him with him once. He's a nice person.
Yeah,
nice guy.
I met him before too. A really nice guy. And if you saw him in The Wrestler,
oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's exactly who he is.
Have not met Missy Hyatt.
No, but she was a.
I hear she's real nice.
Groundbreaker. She's real nice too. But you have to remember, 1983, in World Class, they were the only ones that had female. You had Missy Hyatt, you had Sunshine, you had Baby Doll.
Baby Doll.
She was named Baby Doll. But if it weren't for the popularity of Missy Hyatt and being so hated, over, just present, there would be no Miss Elizabeth or Sensational Sherry or any of the other great women that would go on in the rest of the 80s and then into the 90s would be front and center, but she was the first.
Listen, I have nothing negative to say about Missy Hyatt. Never hurt my feelings. And I'm not a blonde. I'm not a fan. Blondes aren't my thing. God damn, she was gorgeous. Yes. If you really want to laugh, look up Missy Hyatt. This is not an insult against her. Look up Missy Hyatt. Tell a story about Rob Feinstein.
Oh, okay.
I won't tell it. I'm not gonna be like Craig and then tell the story because you got to hear it from her because she kind of buries him more than once.
Yeah, but she her marriage to Eddie Gilbert. Did badly.
All that ended badly, man.
Her time in the WWF, she had her own. She was supposed to have her own talk segment called Missy's Manor, and they even had a big feature on her in the WWF magazine, and they taped it, but it never aired, and she was gone. But she's someone that doesn't. I think just like the WWF did a lot. They used her wrong. She's not someone that should be interviewing people. She should be interviewed. And she's a personality that should be, that needs.
WCW did something wrong?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never understood that either.
Yeah, but and she's got so many stories, and
gosh, she was everywhere. World Class, Memphis.
Yeah, ECW.
ECW. She made it. Well, her and Paul were buddies.
Yeah, and
who wasn't Paul friends with though?
But she was in, the Steiners' manager, and she dated, and of course Jason Hervey. That's legendary.
What? Legendary enough that I didn't know.
Yeah,
or I forgot.
She was with Jason Hervey, Dan, and she left him for Road Warrior Hawk.
I can't decide if that's an upgrade or a side grade or a downgrade.
Yeah.
Because Jason Hervey is like a producer extraordinaire, isn't he?
And they were pretty much the same age back then, and that's where they met. But
how the fuck young was Missy when she started?
I think she was 19, 20 when she started in World Class.
Data says Missy at her spoiled best is in 1988 when she tried to take over the Memphis show, and one of the office guys tried to interrupt, and Eddie Gilbert sets fire to the dude's face.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's always trying to kill somebody. That Eddie Gilbert.
If it's not fire, it's a car.
Yeah. Apparently, her and Jim Ross dated after his wife died.
Yes.
And she has been quoted in saying that Jim Ross rocked my world, and I believe that. I absolutely believe that.
I wonder if he left the cowboy hat on.
I hope he did, man. And the boots.
Yeah.
Boomer Sooner.
Yeah.
All right, let's not take that further. TNA. Sorry. And then I pictured it. Sorry, folks. You have to deal with it too. TNA had a workforce reduction, as they're calling it. So Tommy Dreamer's gone.
Yeah.
He didn't want to go.
He asked for his release. I heard.
No, I know he asked for but that's something it was kind of a, yeah. Tessa, reportedly, Tessa Blanchard, brand new life, Tessa. So I was told, she's gone. Steve Macklin, Mila Grace, Danny Luna is gone. And so is, to my surprise, Sami Callihan, my old fucking friend.
Yeah.
Apparently apparently someone looked at that hefty bag and said, producer. All right. I was talking to a friend about it, and I didn't say this, but I'll tell you my reply. What my friend said about Sammy, cholesterol will get him.
Yeah. I
said, me too, but hopefully it'll be after him. I would like to piss on his grave and then die. Which Derek mentioned earlier, and I assume he had to bail. I was hoping he'd stay on for this, but we can address it next week. Who joins AEW first, Sammy or Tessa? Oof. Depends on who signed with AEW. Dana, Sammy, go fuck himself.
Yeah.
I hope and if he does sign, I won't be discussing it. I don't give a fuck. He can go fuck himself.
Well,
and he has something to say, he can direct it to my asshole with his mouth. Go ahead.
Well, Tessa wasn't Tessa in AEW at some point?
I don't remember now.
Or am I thinking of Tessa in NXT?
It might have been NXT. I don't remember.
Okay, because she would be an asset.
She's a great wrestler.
She is, and she's got a good pedigree. It's just her past is going to keep her away from.
Well, Craig, in this world of supposed cancel culture,
mm-hmm.
which when is that going to take an effect? Just be like, you know what? I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry I was this way, and I will learn to better myself because it's not right, and I'll work with you, and I hope one day you forgive me. Look how hard that was. What am I apologizing for? Being fat? I ain't apologizing for that. Ice cream tastes good. Not sure anyone likes that guy, referring to Sammy. Well, he's earned it.
Yeah.
As a lot of those Ohio guys.
Yeah, and there's a reason. And when you were mentioning the names of the people that are leaving TNA, I was like,
who?
Some of them will get, or get a call from,
sure.
The big two. And I'm not worried about
probably all will.
Yeah, they probably all will in their future. And Tommy is someone who's also worked with, all three companies and didn't burn any bridges. So, I know he'll be okay. And, even if he just does, the Busted Open podcast again.
Also, I'm not going to touch upon it on the show because I legitimately don't give a shit about the Freedom 250 event.
Yeah.
But why is anybody asking Conor McGregor what he thinks about Roman Reigns being there?
Yeah, what would Conor McGregor?
All you should ask him is, are you sorry for raping that girl?
Yeah.
And if he says no, you move on. Bye. I will never leave it down. Let him live it down. Fuck him. You can kick my ass. Go for it. Whatever. I had something. Oh yeah. I mentioned on Blue Sky that Sammy now has more time to work on his baseball bat swinging skills. I don't think it's going to help. God knows how his eyesight would be in that large. That's karma, man. Like,
yeah.
I just eat a lot. I don't. I know why I am the way I am. What happened there? Why are you saying those things about him? Oh, please let him. Please let him question that. I have a nice, argument for him.
Yeah, I never understand the people that don't understand. Especially the ones that have earned their hatred and vile and stuff like that. It's like, why are you mad at Sami Callihan? If you have to ask, you obviously don't know why there's anyone with a brain would be legitimately mad at Sami Callihan.
And if you ask and I give you an answer, you don't like that answer, that's not my problem.
Yes.
Oh, really? You're going to hold that over him? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll strangle him with it.
Yeah.
Figuratively.
Well,
allegedly.
It's like the people who don't understand why there's still animosity towards Chris Brown. It's like, why wouldn't there be? And what makes it worse is it's when the person doesn't understand why. It's like when Chris Brown won an award, he won a Grammy or something like that, and it's like, this is for all the haters. It's like, there's a reason why people hate you. That's what you...
Craig, Vegas, the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah.
All these people are like, you're just haters. I'm pretty sure it's just a sexual assault.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's it. Kelly McCrimmon, one of the, I forget what coach he was. I don't even know if he's a coach or he's just on the staff. I really don't know. I don't care. And I didn't care enough to remember it. But he was like, oh, they hate us. Basically, he ain't this cool to say it. They hate us because they ain't us. Ain't us? Ain't us?
Yeah.
No, it's a sexual assault, Kelly.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all, air quotes. But, I'm just, a libtard. Not allowed to ask for, somebody paying for rape they did and got away with. He was acquitted. He wasn't.
No.
Learn what words are. But to go back to the original point, which Derek said, oh my God, it felt like an hour and a half. We're only an hour in. TNA started this year getting a TV deal. What the actual fuck? From day one, it's been a cluster. In my eyes, it's been some of the most incoherent written television I've seen. And that's up against the last year of AEW and WWE. Mm-hmm. You had a rocket ship strapped to you, like a perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm on record saying, I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. I defended the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of been this ever since. And yeah, I used to think maybe wrestling had there's different golden ages.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're getting one.
No. I think we had the opportunity to, especially now with, the amount of streaming, the amount of platforms, social media, you can have one, big, star or angle that just captures everyone. And we haven't had that,
I don't think we are again.
No, and I mentioned last week, and we're coming up on the anniversary of two of the biggest shifts in professional wrestling history, and they happened exactly 2 weeks apart. That was the King of the Ring, June 23rd, 96, Austin 316, and then 2 weeks later, Bash at the Beach. And those two things, changed the course of professional wrestling. But we have to wait. Do we have to wait another 30 years for something like that to happen again?
I ain't got that kind of time.
I definitely don't.
The world doesn't have. You'll be fine. The world will still be on here going. This is stupid. And then Dana, just to end the episode sourly, goes, "Excuse my ignorance, but what is Joe Hendry doing at the moment?"
Great question.
That is a good question. I don't know the answer to.
Yeah, I mean, I always, when I see someone like that, especially he's gotten so over so quickly, I hope he's not hurt, because that would be the only logical explanation to keep him off television, especially with the pops he was getting. The fans were singing his song that he made up on the spot when he wasn't even in the ring. So yeah, I'm hoping he's not hurt, because it's not WWE isn't AEW. They're not gonna pay someone to stay home if they're not hurt.
Yeah, it's not Turner Wrestling.
Yeah. So I great question. We need Joe Hendry back, because I believe in Joe Hendry.
Summer 96 had those two moments and Pitbull Gary's broken net.
Yeah.
That is true.
Mm-hmm. It was a pivotal year in wrestling.
Kind of destroyed that man's life.
Yeah.
Athletically.
Yeah,
the pain meds and...
Mm-hmm. That's a dark side right there.
That is a dark side right there. Is he still around?
Gary Wolf is.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but Pitbull too. No,
no, Pitbull too. I know, but Gary Wolf is around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it. I think we've. I just need TNA to pull their head out of their ass.
Yeah, I agree.
You could be the number 2 if you know.
Mm-hmm. You're the little federation that could, and especially with where it came from, where it's been, it doesn't die. And now you've got, you're under the umbrella of WWE. You have the TV deal, the only thing that keeps any fledgling professional wrestling company vital, something that, ECW didn't have and Smoky Mountain didn't have, two vastly superior companies, but the only reason they're not around is because they couldn't get a TV deal. TNA had the TV deal. And again, they're under the umbrella of the biggest wrestling organization on earth. So you have, you have a foundation to and the infrastructure to make good decisions. So yeah, I hope it's not a big if that TNA can get their head out of their ass.
Also, within the last hour, Chris Van Vla. Hey, it's Chris Van Vla.
I love when MJ.
I do it. I do. Just announced a long form interview with Paul Heyman next Tuesday.
Okay. I'll be watching.
I will definitely be watching.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul Heyman could talk his way out of a paper bag for me.
Yeah.
I think that's it, folks. I think we got it. I think we ran out of steam.
Yeah.
And, congratulations to Derek.
I'm glad he can be on so we can give him his flowers.
Yes, he deserved the flowers. I have no complaints.
No, it's
not about his team. I got plenty of complaints about it.
If anything, I'm grateful the basketball season is over so we can concentrate on football season, so that I can lord over him for his team, his football teams.
Yeah.
Basketball
team,
can't say anything, but
once again, thank you, Saquon.
Yes.
Thank you, New York Giants. New York Football Giants. Appreciate you. I just happened to be wearing this shirt today because it was next on the pile. It was that. If I lifted it and took the shirt underneath, it was Phillies. So either way, I was not winning against him today. Derek and I had a great weekend sports-wise. Yes, I would like to say, though the Canes made the Hurricanes, Carolina Hurricanes, we're talking about hockey now, folks. Though the Hurricanes indeed instructed the Chicago Wolves to sign, Cal Foote, one of the other guys in that room with Carter Hart and the other fuck beans that night. Thank you for making Hurricanes. Thank you for making Carter Hart the worst goaltender in Stanley Cup final history.
Yes.
Unbelievable. It couldn't, to a nicer guy, it couldn't have happened.
It couldn't have happened. Thank you, Buddy Rogers.
Thank you, Buddy Rogers, for that.
And thank you, Karma, too.
Yeah, Karma and ESPN or TNT or whoever was airing it, because I didn't watch, because I don't care. I did not care for zooming in and watching him cry. Perfect shot. Thank you. Don't care. Not upset. No complaints. Very good. Rod Brindamore has a cup. Has 2 cups now. Good job with that, Philly.
Yeah, another one. Yeah, it's hard enough watching all these former Sixers and especially Sixer draft picks, celebrating with the Knicks today with the NBA championship trophy.
Yeah, well, I mean, Rod Brindamore has shown what Crosby needs to do now for his next cup: quit and start coaching. Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, but he won. He won one when he was a player. He won one in Carolina. That's why he's revered there. We had a choice in Philly, and we picked the wrong one. Yeah. I like Eric, but I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. I like Rod Brindamore better.
Yeah.
And now he's listen. Ron Hextall goes to L.A., builds a Stanley Cup team.
Yeah.
Comes to Philly and builds shit. Anyway, I think it might be that building. I don't know. Craig, where can people follow you?
They can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads at Craig Ligon, CraigLiGeons.
Follow me. Go to danlaw.tv and click on two things. You can click on whatever streaming platform icon you want to watch the stream, or click on whatever social media icon you want to follow me at, which is at danlaw83. For Craig Ligons and the champion, Derek McDonald, I am the above average comedian, Dan Colachico. Send your comments and complaints to the brick wall over there. Punch your local Nazi. Keep it on the paper. Good night. I'm hitting the post.
And there you have it. It's the end of the show. It's the end of the show, motherfucker!